Hey there, home theater fans. My name is Todd Anderson with AVNirvana.com, and we are hanging out here in Denver, Colorado at CEDIA 2023. I'm here with Rob Brennan. Sony, how's it going, Rob?
It's going fantastic. Looking forward to talking a little bit about what we got going on. It's day 2 of CEDIA, so my legs are still with me. I'm looking
That's
forward
awesome. You guys have a lot of really awesome stuff you're showing off here, and we were just behind the wall over here talking about the new QD-OLED TV that you're showing off, and it is just insanely beautiful.
Yep, the new A95L. So as you mentioned, QD-OLED, it's second generation technology. And what that means, of course, is everything gets better, right? So twice as bright as last year's QD-OLED, which already was fantastic because you're able to get, high specular highlights with that black level that we all want, from OLED. But now with that second generation A95L, you have a TV that has OLED black levels, and it has peak brightness that is on par with what I would say is high mid-tier or low premium LED television. So it's a phenomenal image. We're super excited to get it out into consumers' hands.
It's very exciting, and you guys really stole the show at the Value Electronics Flat Panel Shootout last year with the first iteration. And this one is looking equal to, and I'm sure it's probably better, technically speaking.
Yep.
So it'd be a lot of fun.
We're looking forward to it. I'm not bribing anybody, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to have a good showing. That's what I'm going to say. Pretty confident. Yeah.
And that's on pre-order right now.
It is on pre-order right now. It should be available or shipping before the end of the month.
And if anybody out there would like to pre-order, do they just go to Sony.com or go to a dealer?
You can go to Sony.com from your favorite retailer, either online or brick and mortar. You have lots of options. Yeah.
Okay. Now, to these guys, your AV receivers were released earlier this year.
Correct. We had kind of an announcement, and these became available basically end of March, early April. So this is the brand new lineup of ES receivers.
And this is pretty exciting because it's been a few years before you've refreshed your line. Now you guys have come out hot and heavy with, is it 4 new models?
It is 4 new models.
Okay. And what we're looking at right here is the 13-channel 13.2 flagship.
Yes, this is the big boy. This is the AZ7000 ES.
Okay.
Right. So, and you're absolutely right. 13 channels. One of the things that we wanted to think about when it came to the new lineup of receivers, just like we normally do, is make them integration friendly, but also as flexible as possible. So the nice thing about the lineup is that it's pretty straightforward. 13 channels, 11, 9, and 7. Okay. Right. Pre-outs available on the 7000 and then the 6000.
Okay.
And then we lose the pre-outs, as you step down from there.
Right. So if you want to buy something that you can ultimately add on some external
over time
amplification, these are the 2 models that you're going to be looking at.
Yeah, I certainly do recommend that people look at these first, not just for what you need today, but not only, and of course from pre-outs down the road, but maybe in your theater, you're not going to run all 13 channels, but you have the option now to run a zone 2 or a zone 3 without having to go to a second unit to make that. Right. So you should think about, what do I need today, and in the kind of the short term, and then buy a product that you think was going to fit those needs.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of notable changes, right? One of the things that we didn't do for a long time, we did not do Wi-Fi, right? We talked about 8-port PoE, and it still is the most reliable way, right? Make no bones about it. So there is an Ethernet port on the device, but so much in terms of the smart home and integration and convenience features have gone Wi-Fi. We've just decided to add it. So this gives us things like support for Amazon Alexa and Google and Apple AirPlay, and also now works with Sonos. So if you have that Sonos kind of ecosystem, this can be connected to that ecosystem and then controlled just like any other zone. The customer's oblivious to it. They just sit, oh, that's theater room or that's outdoor patio, and it plays, and they're none the wiser as to how it happens.
That's really big.
Yeah.
I mean, having AirPlay support, AirPlay 2, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And works with Sonos is really big because a lot of folks use one of those technologies, and having Wi-Fi built in is a really nice feature.
Yeah. So this we think is really going to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the rest of the I/O, I think very generous. So you can see multiple, in this case 4 inputs that will support 4K 120 or 8K 60
Okay.
with VRR or ALLM, or so you can have all the consoles, right?
And I'm assuming those are up to 40 gigabit.
These are 48 gigabit per second.
48.
So these are full bandwidth.
Okay.
And then there are two 18 gigabit HDMI 2.0C, so it's standard kind of 4K. Your Blu-ray players, your Kaleidoscapes, your whatever.
Somewhere where you wouldn't need the extra.
Exactly, right? And then two outputs, so pretty standard for us. So it's a full matrix. So you can kind of configure these how you want. And then third zone is supported analog only. And then as far as kind of the front connectivity is concerned, pretty similar. In fact, exactly the same design as last year. Take the beauty panel off.
How that just comes off.
Yeah, it just snaps. It's just magnetic. So we just pop it off, right?
That's really nice.
Right, we go from ready for the ball, right? Then we're going to let our hair down a little bit.
Yep.
And what's nice about this from an integration perspective is that these really are designed to go into a rack, right? And so when the installer gets here, they can go through and configure all of the settings without needing to drag a monitor into the mechanical room, right? If this, although happens to be, in your living room, you also then have quick access to a lot of the most common features, whether it's the inputs, you want to change kind of the, go to 2-channel or pure direct, you can make all of that happen as well.
Right. Awesome. And I note there is a ping button there.
There is.
What is that?
So the ping button does a couple of things. If you hit the ping button, you're going to get the MAC address and the IP address.
Okay.
So then you can use the web GUI to then configure or control the receiver as long as you're on the same network. The other thing this does is essentially for controllers. If you're using, let's say, a Control 4 system, hitting the ping button will cause this device to publish itself to the network, and will automatically then download and apply all the drivers for the Control 4 or Crestron or Savant style systems. So that's what the
that might not seem like that big of a deal until you need to know the MAC address.
Yes.
And you're hunting through your Wi-Fi system,
exactly.
Trying to figure out what it is. That's really awesome that just puts it right there and you know exactly what you're dealing with.
Well, again, there's a lot of thought that we took to say, yes, it's got to be a great audio device, first and foremost, and we have that. It's got to have a lot of inputs for all the latest formats, whether it's Dolby Vision, HLG, HDR, Dolby Atmos, DTSX. It's got to do those things.
Right.
It does. But it also has to be easy to install, and it has to be robust, and it has to be reliable. So the last thing you want, right, this is, for me, when you think about it, right, the receiver is like this really important product that if it's working, you never think about it.
Right.
But if something goes wrong, troubleshooting can be a nightmare. And it's like, all I wanted to do was watch TV,
right.
But Uncle Johnny came over and fixed my audio, and now nothing is working.
Right.
And so that's the reality of, living with, kind of distributed audio and like distributed video systems.
For sure. And when it comes to immersive audio, is this Dolby Atmos DTSX?
Yeah, Dolby Atmos DTSX. It supports basically all of the kind of common audio and video formats that are available out in the marketplace.
3D is
Aura 3D. There's like that one movie that's an Aura 3D,
yeah,
right?
Is.
So
Aura 3D in Europe and Asia, maybe it's a little more.
Yeah, there's a couple. Aura 3D is not something that we currently support, just due to market share, right? Mm-hmm. Dolby Atmos certainly has, I would say, won the generation outside of IMAX, which has partnered with DTS for DTSX support.
Right.
So Dolby Atmos, we certainly you got to have that. That's like cost of doing business.
Exactly.
If your television and your soundbar and your receiver can't do that, you're missing 90% of the market.
Yeah.
DTSX then is again a major player, not only DTS legacy, but DTSX for IMAX enhanced content, and those are the primary audio formats. In addition to all the other kind of goodies from music streaming services and whatnot. Yeah.
Right on. Yep. So for folks out there who are interested in these products, where can they buy them and how much are we talking, just generally speaking?
Yeah, absolutely. Range? So the flagship model here is going to be about $3,200, and then our entry model, the 1000, is going to be $1,100. And so that's basically kind of the tier. In terms of availability,
of course, affordable, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's a great package, and it's certainly in the hunt. Right, for what's available in the market, right?
For sure. Yeah.
In terms of availability, you can get them from, of course, Sony.com. Of course, we do a lot of work with, your local kind of AV dealer. If you have, a local regional account you want to go and run and hit up. We typically do not sell these in kind of, kind of grab and go, kind of big box retail. Not this version.
For sure.
The ES version is typically more of something that's sold through an installer, but you certainly can get them directly from Sony.
Okay. Is Amazon.com carry?
Not the ES
Not
line.
the ES line?
Right. We do
Okay.
have the entry model, the 1000 ES, has a non-ES twin. So that's the AN 1000.
Okay.
And that we would consider as more of a kind of standard consumer grade. It's the same feature set, but it doesn't have the 5-year warranty that the rest of the ES receivers have. It's the standard, 1-year warranty. And that is something you would find at, whether it's, Amazon.com, or if you went to your favorite like big box retailer, Best Buy, what have you,
Sure,
that would be
ABC or
available. Yeah, that'd be
whoever it may
available
be.
on the shelf to kind of grab. But ES is something that we primarily, sell through our dealer network.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're interested in getting one of these, hit up your local dealer or
Yeah,
custom
absolutely.
installer and they can hook you up.
Yeah, or just shoot us an email, whatever you like to do.
There you go. Awesome. Well, listen, thanks for taking a few moments out of your day to chat with us.
Absolutely, my
And I
pleasure.
really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It was a great seeing you.
Awesome.
I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And that's all we have right now. We'll have more from the show floor coming up.